Hi everyone. Wow. This is the first time I've ever really recorded anything. This is probably the first you've ever heard or even seen of me, or maybe you have seen me around on the game itself. I'm certain there are those out there that will recognize me via my voice alone, since so many people seem to really like my voice in game. Um, that isn't really the point of me making this video, nor taking the time to make up some sort of space in the day in order to really speak this out. I'm big. Well, no. I'm a big, no, huge fan of ZeusIDV, and I've been playing this game since November of 2024. Now, that wasn't my first try at the game itself. I had tried to get into it back in 2020, but it just never seemed to hook me. It was a bit different this time, and I can slim it down to a few factors as to why. I had just kind of like grown up, I feel. I was definitely a lot younger when I first saw it, and, I had grown up a bit since then, and, now I'm at an age where I love games with a sense of mystery in them, a story to tell, and gameplay that, somewhat makes me feel satisfied at getting better and better with, So I've just kind of genuinely grown into a person that feels very satisfied when I play this game. It's generally a game that I play when I want to relax and feel just a little bit better after a hard day. So it's something that just genuinely works for me, and I've been enjoying it ever since. And I guess another part of why I've been enjoying it more is that kind of like back when I did first try to get into it, the game itself just didn't have all that many people covering it at the time. And those who were, it's been a bit of a mixed bag because some of them have vanished or they've turned out to not be the best when it comes to influence on others. So it's kind of been it's been a bit rocky, to say the least, to put it kindly, of course. Now, I can certainly say that the release of the Hullabaloo storyline and the way it was portrayed and how it portrayed the deeper flaws of characters in the game and really put the characters out there that I had hardly gotten to know at the point definitely helped me to get pulled in deeper. This was a catalyst to so many things that just decided to fully keep me in this story. That storyline and the way others covered it mattered so much towards how I felt, and I was hooked to the core of it all. Hooked immediately. I would go around and search for reviews, coverage, anything else that others were talking about when it came to the game and the story, especially the Hullabaloo story. It genuinely got me to want to learn about everything else, and I slowly, over the past few months, have been figuring out every other little lore aspect about all the other characters. I even understand Koa at this point, and it only took me like a month and a half to really understand what it was. I was so confused for most of it, but it just opened my eyes to a lot of things. And, what really helped me feel more comfortable getting further into this game and its lore and some parts of the community was seeing the passion that just exuded from some of the creators that I was able to find around that time. Because I was deep diving like crazy, and I wanted to know how others felt about the content that was being put out. And I happened to find one of, if not my current favorite content creators to watch, which happens to be Z's. I don't want to... I feel like if I say your full name, I'm going to mess it up, so I'm just going to keep it short and simple and sweet as Z's. Now, I know that anyone who has been around the bird site or elsewise has probably seen what's going on. You've probably all seen the kind of stuff that's happening over there and happens there all the time, and I certainly have myself from the shadows because, I'm genuinely a person that likes to enjoy things as much as I can, and I've always been more of a shy person, so I don't usually speak out about things that I really care about. but I felt like this was important and just genuinely something that should be brought up, even from myself, considering that this is both a game I love and it has people within it that put in the passion and care that many would wish to see. Like, we have genuine people out there that really give a damn about this game. Probably about as much and more than I do. And I give a whole damn about this game. I can be a little crazy about it, honestly, but it's just... when there are people who are very passionate and care about something, there will always be the less than kind side of a majority online community, especially when it comes to the NAEU side of things, because, you know, we don't have the luck to be able to have live events that happen. We don't have the luck to be able to go and see Koa live or to see the stage plays live. We don't have access to that. We don't have access to a lot of collaborations that only happen overseas. We can't get some of the merch or things that are like overseas only. So it is, unfortunately, a majority online experience where you have to absorb and get a lot of your stuff from just online, and maybe if you're really lucky, you'll find some cool cosplayers and groups at conventions and be able to talk to other artists and people, but there just is definitely a more limited side to how we can consume content over here in comparison to the Asia server and side. And there just seems to be that small bit, and whilst I know there's definitely people in the Asia side of the community that also crave this type of treatment towards others, it is very prevalent in NAEU for a lot of people to kind of crave to be cruel and harsh to others that don't deserve it, whilst overlooking those who have been less than savory, to say the least. It's definitely been a problem for a long time. I've definitely seen a lot of videos when it comes to the problems that ZeusIDV has as a whole. The game itself can sometimes be finicky. The community more so than that. And, I suppose the problems itself have escalated to different levels, from just videos I've seen in the past to the ones that have been towards current events, especially those that have transpired as of last night. I feel like this is mostly a thing due to the massive age spectrum that the community is comprised of. Of course, there are going to be those who are far younger who don't yet understand the gravity of what they're saying, and maybe in a few years they will look back and internally cringe because, like, what was that? Who was I at the time? That was really embarrassing of me. But there are also those who know far better, and we can't gloss over that factor. For me, to see this community push people to the point of just sadness and not knowing what they're going to do, it's more than enough reason for me to feel like this was more than needed to be talked about. And I know plenty of other people have been talking about it, and I think it's important that, you know, the more, the better, because the bigger the message, the more it rings out to people. And even my shy self is coming out of the woodwork because I care a lot. I care way too much, but I care. And at the end of the day, that is what I want to put forth to the community itself. And you can pass any harsh words you want, but they don't all that matter much to me, because at the end of the day, you don't know me, and I don't know you, and that's not a dig at anything, it's just the truth. Anyone who has ever been cruel or spread lies about those who have done nothing, you don't know these people, you don't know what they're dealing with. One, you know, generally shouldn't have to be scared to put their harmless opinions out in the forefront for all to see, and be worried that there will be repercussions for wanting to voice that. We, at this point, really shouldn't be bullying anyone for how they play, let alone how they choose to enjoy a piece of media. Everyone enjoys a piece of media differently. Everyone has different skill sets. Some people learn slower. I myself am a fairly slow learner. I still make mistakes that I made the last week and then said I'm never going to repeat that, and then I repeat it and get terror shocked or something really stupid. But that does not reflect me as a person, and that does not reflect my skill. We are all human at the end of the day, and we will all still make mistakes no matter how pro gamer we are. And just because someone wants to create content for the game doesn't mean they have to be perfect, nor that they have to be a hyper professional, highly competitive person at heart. This kind of behavior is what kills a game and a community, and if this keeps up, then I wouldn't even blame NetEase for cutting the line and finally removing NAEU as a whole. However, this isn't what we want, and you know it, and I know it. It's just gotten to a point where people are just lashing out unfairly towards those that just don't deserve that kind of treatment, and everyone's seen it. Everyone has seen this, and it's just getting to a point where it's like, we want to keep positivity within this community, but a lot of the community that wants to appear less mature and just be extremely cruel about things is making that entirely more difficult than it needs to be. And, Z's, I know that you might not ever see this, but I felt like it was also important to make it very clear that part of my reason for getting so deep into this game and its lore, as well as being able to see the fun aspects of it, is in part because of you. How you present yourself in the game before you with that sense of joy and whimsy that's really needed in a place like this. Do not allow others to make you feel like the value you have placed here means nothing. At the end of the day, they don't know you as a person, nor do I fully know you, but from what I've seen of your character and what you put on the table, it's nothing but good. I have no reason to believe that there is any ill intent or maliciousness coming off of you. It's made my mind see the game from a positive perspective, and it's refreshing to see a face that only wants the best for a blooming community. And there are quite a few of your wonderful friends that also want the best for the community too. People are always going to find a way to be childishly cruel or make up things that would never truly reflect on you as a person, and it always sucks. It always does. They always find a way to punch and pick at the little things that our brains seem to want to make a focal point in our minds. And that always sucks, because that's just human. We all have those things in us. I have that in me, where I don't feel self-confident in half of the things I say. I'm not even confident in my voice because I think it sounds annoying, but here I am because this is more important than me not getting to be open and honest about everything when it comes to something that matters to me. And it's never fair. It's certainly not fair to you. Hold no guilt in yourself for anything. The current situation with NetEase is a hard one, but it will never be on you for their actions. It will never be on you for anyone's actions and how they choose to do things, how they choose to treat others, how they choose to treat you. That's not on you. And it will never be. And I certainly hope and always wish that you will still be able to enjoy this game and keep making your content, because we need that sense of positivity. We need it. Your sense of positivity in the way you do content, by just doing what you want to do and doing what you think is fun and doing it in your way, is what genuinely inspires other people. It inspires me to do things that I wouldn't do in a million years, such as this. I just don't want good people, such as yourself and many others who have tried their very best to bring positivity, to get pushed out of this space. It inspires me as a person to genuinely want to also try to, jump in and spread that sense of positivity, to genuinely want to become a content creator for ZeusIDV, to just want to share that kind of joy. No matter what. Just never ever feel like the fun you are giving is a crime. Never feel like it's a crime, because it's not at the end of the day. Nothing you're doing, nothing any of the content creators that have only been trying to push out positivity for this game has ever been a crime. It's not a crime to be cringy or free, or to love whatever character you love, or to just genuinely make silly things that could go on and on forever and ever. It's all fun. It's all for fun at the end of the day. And you make the content that you want to make, not what other people want to push out. Do what's fun. Because as long as it's fun for you as a creator, that's what matters. As for NetEase itself, going as far as to do something like this when you hardly ever bat an eye at the NAEU community as a whole, it's honestly disheartening. The casters you hire are all wonderful people, I'm sure of it, but you do nothing to advertise for this side of the world and then wonder why your views are lower. If you put in the bare minimum, then you wouldn't have to go to such a length to cut off the fun of others, let alone pushing pressure and guilt onto creators who are trying to bring attention to your game for free, for the fun of it. Like, I myself, as a Canadian who does not have any access to ZeusIDV merch unless I travel 5 hours away from my home, I currently just don't have the ability to enjoy some things that the Asia side of the community does get to enjoy much heavier. Like, there are a lot more collaborations that happen over there. There's just a lot more advertising for stuff in general. And in part, without the content creators and those who are so passionate and helped me get so deep into loving this game, I wouldn't be avidly searching for ZeusIDV merch. Blech. English ZeusIDV merch like I do now. It's like I seek for it quite heavily. I go to the USA and I'm able to find just the tiny dribbles of merch that are left over there. The rest of it I have to buy online if I'm lucky, and if I can get a proxy. There's hardly any type of advertising for stuff over here, and if NetEase itself just pushed even just a lick more advertising effort into NAEU, they would see that we are not small, that we have a lot of people who want to have fun with the game, love the characters, buy the merch. I'm fairly certain that more than half of us in this community would love the chance to have the stage play actors come over to the USA and be able to perform shows here too. To have things be more international, to have KOA one day spread out to having maybe an NAEU KOA and an Asia KOA, and just having different types of tournaments and events that happen. Like, we just want things to be more accessible and for everyone to be able to enjoy the game and get into it more. Because right now, with what NetEase is doing as a whole, it's not going to help. And if NetEase as a whole wants more money, then they would see that spreading out and, spreading their influence and looking into the content creators that are bringing so much joy and, generally just exposing other people to their game who have never seen the game before, or maybe just like me, never cared to look deeper into it until now, it would just benefit them. There's no downside to it, and they are a gigantic company, so we're not going to cry over our small indie companies here. We all know that NetEase could easily afford to do this, and instead they want to put pressure and guilt onto creators, and that in itself is very disheartening. And I know that right now, on the bird site, there is a giant, wonderful NAEU fighting hashtag, I believe, made by Zeus in respects to everything that's been going on. Share your voice, share your joy. I'm sharing my own joy in my own way, making this video and also speaking about the things that have been happening, and just genuinely how this community needs more positivity, and we cannot lose those who have already been pushing so much joy and positivity into the community itself. No matter what, Z's, all other content creators who have only been trying to do their very best to bring positivity into this very bountiful game that has so much potential for so many things. Never give up. Never give up on the things that you want to do that are fun. If doing things for this game is fun for you, then I will always be here cheering, supporting in the ways that I can. And I myself am hoping that one day I will also be able to push as much positivity and just whimsy that those who have already done so before have been able to do. I myself hope to be able to be a content creator for ZeusIDV and bring that sense of joy to the community and just make it a more positive, better place. Because at the end of the day, we all love ZeusIDV, whether it's lesser or more, or about as crazy as I am, or as fun and whimsical as other creators in the space are. We all, at the end of the day, love the game. We want better for the game, we want better for the community, we want better for the people in it. We just want better. I want better. I'm inspired, and I want to make that push. And I want everyone to be kinder. So much kinder. Because we're all humans at the end of the day, and we're all trying to have a good time. So I hope you all have a very, very good day. And I'm wishing all the best. Let's cheer for our NAEU representatives at the COA. No matter what the outcome is, we're all still proud that y'all made it there. We're all still proud of the achievements that have been happening. I'm still so very proud and so happy to have been dragged into this wonderful, wonderful game and its community via the wonderful content creators, Z's, you, Zeus, all of y'all. Thank you.